Today, I'm going to show you how to put this Magpul forend on the H&R 1871 Pardner Pump 12 gauge shotgun. Hey everybody, Carolina Gun Guy here. So like I said, I'm going to put the Magpul forend on this H&R 1871 Pardner Pump 12 gauge shotgun. I'm going to replace this here. Now you notice that I have the Magpul m-lok forend for the Remington 870. As I'm sure you know, the 1871 is a clone of the Remington 870. It's a Chinese-made knockoff. So the forend for the Remington 870 will fit with some slight modifications and elbow grease, and I'll show you what you have to do as you go along. Now when you get the Magpul forend, it comes with the forend itself, a castle nut wrench, and the instructions. The instructions make this seem like it's going to be a very easy job. 5 steps: forend preparation, align forend, install forend, castle nut install, and then complete and verify install. But there's a lot of prep work that has to go into preparing the H&R 1871 Pardner Pump 12 gauge shotgun before you even get to step number 1. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take down and strip the H&R 1871 Pardner Pump, but I'm not going to show you how to put it back together. So you have to use some common knowledge and some reverse engineering to get it all back together. First of all, when you bought your 1871, it came with this little tool here. Go ahead and grab that out of the box and use that to push these 2 little pins out here. This one is a little difficult. I'm going to try from this side. There we go. Punch it out. Pins are out. That removes the whole trigger assembly as such. So after you have your trigger assembly off, you're going to want to take the barrel off. You do that by coming to the magazine tube and you find the barrel ring here. You unscrew this. When you get it off, there's a spring attached. You just go ahead and pull the whole thing out. And then after you drop the parts on the floor, you can go ahead and just take your whole barrel and pop it right off and set it to the side for now. So after we get the barrel off, we need to get the action bar assembly, which is this whole part here with the forend off. And to do that, you flip over and you look inside. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a little spring right here. Kind of pops in and out. So you just push that part in, and this should slide right off. And careful as you're taking it off, flip it back over, because you got the whole bolt assembly here. So you slide that off, remove that, and the locking block. Take those 2 parts off. And now we are left with the action bar assembly and the forend, which we have to remove. Now you notice at the very top there's a castle nut here, and that's what the castle nut wrench that was provided with the forend that you bought, that's what that is for. You stick that in. You can use that to twist, if it would ever focus, yeah. Twist it and get that off. Now I will let you know that I had a heck of a time getting mine off. Mine was locked in so tight when I bought it that it took me about an hour and a half to get this thing off. I tried multiple different ways to get this loose. I just could not get this loose. It was like they used Loctite or something to stick it on there. I eventually had to stick it in the freezer, and after being in the freezer for about 45 minutes, I was able to tap it slightly, tap it gently, and then it finally came loose and I was able to get that off. But that's just one thing you may come across where this does not want to come off easily. So maybe stick it in the freezer. I mean, it might work for you. If it doesn't, you can just try some other kind of methods, tapping method or something. But that was the hardest part for me, getting this piece off. Once you get that off, the forend comes off, and we're left with our action bar assembly. And that is where it will now come on. Now, I do want to point out that, like I said, because this is the Remington 870, it's not made for this gun. So it is very tight. I've already tried to get it on, and it's extremely tight in there. And you kind of have to work it in really, really easily. Not easily. You have to work it in really hard to get it in, because it doesn't go in easily. So I'm going to continue putting this part on off camera, and I'll be back soon. Okay, I am back. I've got the forend on the action bar assembly now. Now, like I mentioned earlier, it does take some modifications or elbow grease to get this on because it's not made specifically for this gun. It did take me a little while to get this on. I'm not proud of the amount of time it took me to put on. You can see some marks and scuffs because I was using some pliers to kind of twist this around and get it in there. Now the forend, the tube here, is just a little bit too small for the actual action bar assembly. If you have a way to get in there and sand it out or grind it out just a little bit, I'm talking maybe a millimeter all the way around, this will slide in a lot easier. I don't really have anything to do that easily at home, so it took me a while to get in there, but it's all back together. Got the castle nut on here. So I'm going to go ahead and put the gun back together off camera because no need to film it. I've already taken it apart, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's all put together. Here it is, all put back together. Again, the Pardner Pump from H&R 1871. Got the Magpul forend on it now. It runs smooth. It looks good. I like it. I like the look of it a lot better than the old forend. It's smaller too. Just has a more tactical feel to it. I got my Raptor grip on it. If you want to see how I put that on, it's on a previous video. So hopefully this video helped you a little bit. If you have any questions about how to put it on, feel free to give me a shout out, leave it in the comments, or shoot me an email. My email is in the About section of the YouTube page. And I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for subscribing. For those of you who have, if you haven't, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'll put another video on soon about, I don't know, something. We'll see. Take care. God bless.